Hey, GLP-1 plus size community. Before we jump into the podcast, please take the time to leave us a 5-star review on whatever audio platform you're listening to the podcast on. Share your story and how the podcast has helped you. This will help us get referred up in the audio platform so that we can reach more people that need our help, our support, and guidance from our doctors. Help us get loud and change things.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault. You want to know a hack to get insurance to cover your GLP-1 prescriptions? Here's the truth. Most people get denied the first time that they try, and insurance companies are betting that you're just going to give up. But you do have rights, and you can appeal not just once, but multiple times. The problem is the process is confusing and it's time consuming, and a lot of providers just don't have the bandwidth to be able to fight through it with you. So that's why I partnered with Claimable. It's an easy-to-use tool that helps you build expert-backed appeals proven to work. So don't give up on your shot at coverage. Exhaust your appeals. Go to getclaimable.com/plussides to learn more and use code PLUSSIDES with a Z to save.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Hey, cat.
It's still Halloween to me.
Welcome. We're doing a live episode of the Plus Sides podcast, which we will put on our audio channel. So we're going to do our normal intros and all the things. So,
yeah,
of course.
Welcome, my friends.
We're so glad.
How are you feeling this morning? Well, it's not morning.
It's afternoon now. We usually record at night.
After Halloween. I had a good night. Mm-hmm. I slept.
Yeah. I slept. I did not sleep much, actually, but I did come back. I was so overstimulated from like all day work and just all the things that were like flying in the air. And then we did trick or treat. And then we came back and I think I took a 2-hour bath. Baths are my new thing to manage perimenopause and stress and overstimulation.
Baths?
I'm like, baths. Because you know what? I got strong enough to get up and in and out of my bath. That was my NSV goal. To be able to, yes, because I've been exercising and doing my strength training right here. You can see my kettlebell if you're watching us. Anyway, that's what we're doing. So we decided to go live a little bit, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Kat and I really have, we don't have the spoons or time with our day jobs and stuff to be able to go live. We just don't. So, but we were really wanting to connect to the community. I tried to connect to the community on TikTok, and TikTok.
Oh, the tea.
I'm going to apologize to my dad. Is a fucker. And
just say turd. It's a real turd.
Yes, real short. No, sorry, Dad, but it's a problem. And they are coming for us again. And in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only and no medical advice, the reason that is the case is because now TikTok allows for telehealths to be able to advertise on their platform, which means they don't want organic GLP-1 stuff really going anywhere from creators, because a lot of creators are affiliates for telehealths.
You see me
Um,
do my speculation.
mhm. And this is all my opinion. Okay. And we have noticed that if we say go anywhere, including the phrase go talk to your doctor, which yours truly says often in lives,
We should be.
um, I get violations, and then I get put in the naughty corner, and nobody can come to my lives that are new, and then I can't help people. And that's literally what Kat and I do. Like, you know what I mean? So we decided to come to the YouTubery because YouTubery does not do that to us.
Let's
Unless we
make
try.
YouTubery more of a home for us. What do you
It
guys think?
really is. It's just the difference with the YouTubery is that it really doesn't come out to new people very often when you're live.
Yeah.
Like the thing is with TikTok lives is it's always coming out to new people. Oh God. Wait, we're squirreling because it's a live. We need to do our quick intros. If you guys are finding us on the audio or even here for the first time, tell you a little bit who we are. Okay.
So it's
My
validating.
name's
It's
Kim.
exciting.
Yeah.
That's why. So yeah,
This is this is the Plus Sides podcast. We are a podcast focused on metabolic health and health. Yeah.
health and health.
And we are ranked in the top 1.5% of all podcasts in the world. The world. We're an education and advocacy podcast, and we focus on giving you all the information you need and creating community for you so that you just always have somewhere to land no matter where you are on this journey, because obesity is a chronic disease, as is type 2 diabetes, and we'll need each other forever. So we wish there was a cure, but there's not. There's just treatment. So
Yeah.
we've been on all these medicines for 3.5 years. Kat and I really saw an opportunity to level up this conversation. So we started this podcast, and we do lots of really cool things. And we're going to talk about a lot of the cool things that we do today. But that is my intro. Real quick, that's who we are, what we do. Kat, who are you? Why are you here? What you doing?
Well, you didn't go into like what you've lost, what you're taking. Oh, hi,
Dave is here. This is our friend Dave, a fellow advocate. Dave, are we going to see you at Obesity Week in Atlanta this week? Kat and I are only going the 5th because that's all I could get off work.
I'm gonna try some other days, and I might be able to go solo. We're not sure.
I might. Yeah.
So speaking of all the jobs, like
Yeah.
I have a million side hustles, and so
yeah.
one side hustle has me really rolling.
Really rolling.
I get it, Dave, because
Yeah,
I slept so
burnt
much this morning, and I still called this afternoon this morning.
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to my 2 spin classes I take every Saturday morning. I'm going to that's how tired I am.
Yeah. Well, Dave, if you do change your mind and want to come, we would love to see you, Obvi. Also, if you guys didn't know, Kat and I are being featured in a documentary about GLP-1s from a film company and director out of Denmark. And
Dave's in it too.
Dave's supposed to be.
Yeah.
They have been given Dave's information. I'm just saying. You'll definitely reach out if you feel like come to it. Okay, I'm just saying. If you do, it would be great. We would let us see you. We'd love to see you.
I did squirrel, but
however, if we don't get to see you, Dave, this guys who are listening, our listening audience, I want to make sure you know about this. This is our very dear friend Dave Knapp from On the Pen. He is our new, and thank God you're here because we got some news and we may get it wrong, Dave. So we're glad you're here to correct us. He is our news platform. He is where Kat and I get our news. He is where most of us get our news when it comes to GLP-1s. He knows all about the studies and the medicines that are coming out, and a lot of times the tea.
Like what Novo tried to do this week. Yeah.
Like he's straight, in my opinion, like Dave is like the media place to go, and he explained things in a way that we can understand them, which I think is really important. So we love Dave. And if you do not follow On the Pen, if you are listening, On the Pen does have something called, I think it's called the Daily Dose. No, the weekly dose. And they have a podcast as well. So definitely go over and follow. He's our dear friend and a fellow advocate, and we love him. So please go follow him. The feeling is
Thank
mutual. Well,
you.
we love you, Dave. We hope we can see you at Obesity Week, but to say that I
Please be
understand
burnout.
burnout is an understatement, friend. We understand. It's a lot. There is
Yeah.
something called advocate fatigue, because it is hard, and this is an uphill battle, friends. It's an uphill battle. So anyway, we just thought we'd all hang out. We would talk about some things that are in the news. We talk about Obesity Week and what's coming up. We've got our friend Dave here. Dave, if you
But
want to Dave, if you want to join me, send me a text and I'll send you the message and you can, if you want to come hang out with us.
if you have your makeup on and everything,
Yeah.
your lipstick is right, then
If
yeah.
you're feeling it. If not, you can just chatsies. But if you're like, hey, Kim, invite me, I'll do it. Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
I love it. Okay, cool. Okay.
So we scrolled for a second, but
Girl.
Kim, you gotta tell the folks, and we can talk about LBs on this platform.
Well, wait, we can talk about that. But first, you have to do your intro because I
Well,
interrupted.
hey, I'm Kat.
Hey, Kat.
I love, I liken myself now at this podcast has definitely evolved and it evolved me.
Same.
I love to cook, and I like to do GLP-1 cooking. It's GLP-1 focused, which is
high
it's just the
protein
same. It's still
nutrition.
like how I cooked before. A hybrid
Guys,
of
if you're watching, give us all the thumbs up, would you?
there's all the thumbs up.
Oh,
thank you. Yeah.
fireworks. Hey, that was cool.
So I am a firm believer in we are not doing cauliflower rice, cauliflower mashed potatoes. That is a law. That is a crime against humanity. But I do live in the reduced fat life, right? You don't have makeup on? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, he's ready to do it. Yes. All right.
He can't do it. He says he can't. He doesn't have makeup
I've lost
on
like
and
90.
all the kids are home.
So we'll do the interdish.
Oh no, he says he does want to do it.
Yeah, he does.
No, I'm gonna send you the link.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I
talk
talk about myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I've always liked fitness, even when I was 320 down to, I'm in the 220s now. Ooh. So 90 pounds, tirzepatide. That's what we have done. Kim got quiet. And so now I'm like, well, this is.
Tell me.
No, I know. Yeah. So I like
it about.
But you know what? I have been doing all the side hustles in the land lately. And this morning I said, if I am tired, I am not going to go work out. And I did not. And I'm feeling very relaxed. So sometimes you just got to take that L. But I will be doing my 2 classes tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, and Kim, I got to chat with you about.
Okay, Dave, let me know if that came through. I sent it on my Mac.
We might potentially have an activewear partner or somebody who wants to outfit us.
Excellent, hey?
Her company is called Curvy.
Oh, that's great.
They are gum and chesty, emphasizing cute activewear.
Oh, that's cool.
And she does go up to a size 5X. She loves the plus girls. So.
Guys, Dave is coming on our live. I'm so excited.
And that is it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Curvy. I will be better prepared next time. Yeah. But no, this morning I got up at 11.
Yeah.
That never happens.
Shout out to Curvy. Curvy, let's set up a call.
Let's chat.
Because listen, we advocates and we ain't rolling in it, okay? And we would love an activewear.
Even just giving us some, activewear. We've been affiliate.
We'll do affiliate.
Mm-hmm. I did get a top from Curvy too. I bought one. And it's my first half top to show surprisingly I look cute in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
If you're watching us, do me a favor, like it, share it, love it, want some more of it.
When we're recording this is the day after Halloween and I'm not letting go.
We are most of our most of our stuff is on audio. So I'm kind of a YouTube slack.
Okay, I have a Halloween mug for those of us listening.
Oh, it's cute. It's so cute. That's right. You have to remember most of our audience is listening. I love it. Oh,
I don't know why we decided to do this.
I think you have to do the trick with your records. You're getting, you got frozy.
I did.
Okay, let's talk some stuff before Dave comes. Okay. So, isn't this cool, this new thing where you can pin the things on the screen?
I love it.
Look,
StreamYard puts I swear, I think every day StreamYard has an update.
Regular, tall. This is fun. Medium.
Every
I
day,
love
every day, StreamYard, I swear, has something new.
Listen, what I need from StreamYard, if you're watching, and which I don't know you aren't, but what I need from you is after show. What we need is to be able to end our show and click record again and have it pop into something new so we can do after show with everybody that's on so that we can have bonus content for our channels, please. Thank you. Yay! Dave's here.
I'm Dave Knapp, man on the Mounjaro. That's why I'm here.
Big news for Semaglutide. I'm the most elusive of all the doses.
So I have a couple theories, and I'm interested to hear yours. The first, who likes my Karnak hat?
Jokes about tirzepatide.
You are on the pen.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. Hi!
Hey.
Where is you're not at the office, so you're at the house today.
Yeah, I got all 4 kids, so it could get interesting.
Oh,
This should be
fun.
interesting.
Good.
Yeah.
If they
It's
want
good
to
to
make
see
a
you girls. This is like the
It's good to
perfect
see you.
Saturday morning. I saw you pop on and I was like, no way.
I know,
What a
right?
fun Saturday morning activity.
Well, I've been trying to go live on TikTok, Dave, but they're stifling the poo out of me, especially when I tell anybody to go talk to their doctor.
That's all right. We'll come on.
It's awful. Are you going through any
TikTok's
of this?
terrible.
TikTok.
You know, to be honest with you, my short form content, I've just been making a lot less of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the last couple videos I've done have done okay.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's because I haven't been posting constantly and it's like, come back. We
Maybe.
miss you. I don't know. Whoever knows like how to untangle all
Yeah.
that, but it definitely is. It seems like cyclical. Like I think maybe one of the things is
True.
I finally got my account off of the ban warning,
Yeah.
and so maybe it's
Oh yeah, finally
being
you got off.
fined. Yeah.
Puppy.
Hello, puppy.
Ella. Ella.
Ella.
Say hi. Come
Hi. Are you
Ella.
on the pen, Ella?
here. Someday.
On the couch.
Someday. Wouldn't that be crazy? When
Yeah,
dogs have their
I think
babies?
it'll happen someday.
I do,
You're
yeah.
silly. Oh my gosh. No.
Maybe.
So what's
Okay,
going
so
on today? What's
we were
the-
like, we should talk about Obesity Week. We should talk about some things in the news. So we're glad you're here. We pulled a couple things, but we were like, damn, we have questions about that. So maybe
Yeah,
We'll-
like
we'll
the
bring it
Pfizer and Novo Nordisk trying to scoop in.
Yeah,
Right?
what is it? Tell us, Kat.
yeah.
Oh no, I mean, we got the man here, Dave. I because my story that I was pulling was right from Dave's
Yes.
on the pen.
Yeah.
Dave-
I
You know, we
put
hardly ever
another-
do news.
Yeah, Novo Nordisk tried to scoop up.
Yeah, it's crazy what's happening. So Metsera is
Yeah.
a company that, sorry, this is going to be a lot of activity in the back,
I mean, we
including
get some
toilets
of it.
flushing and dogs slobbering, and this is real life. So the company Metsera, now the dog's drinking, has 2 really interesting obesity candidates in the pipeline, and they're long acting. So they have a long acting GLP-1. It's like a once monthly.
Yeah.
And then they have a once monthly amylin, and the short phase 1 studies were like super positive. I mean, it's just in terms of like extremely rapid weight loss. I don't know that that's necessarily positive, but when I say positive, I mean it
There's
in
a
terms of
munchkin behind you, just so you know.
Hi, Munchkin.
yes. You little stinker.
We're cool with it as long as you are.
Yeah. What's up, bud?
You would help us deliver the news because that would be great. Anyway,
Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So these 2 are they're most promising, but there are others. They're a preclinical company, so they don't have any drugs that have ever made it to market, but some really promising obesity candidates. So when I say like really exciting, I mean more in terms of like Wall Street, because it's like such good weight loss that you're like, is that really good for people? So one of those deals, but very kind of exciting. And then there's always been rumors that these companies like Metsera or Turn or Viking Therapeutics are going to get scooped up by the bigger ones. And so there was several companies in play that were trying to buy Metsera going back over the last few months, and they were never named. But then there was an announcement made that Pfizer was going to be purchased by or going to purchase Metsera. And so essentially that deal started to go through. Chill, guys.
I
Chill.
love it.
Essentially, that deal started to materialize,
Mhm.
and there's like a waiting period where the FTC has to approve that like if this merger happens, there won't be any monopoly type of issues coming up.
Yeah.
Ben, you gotta sit down, buddy. You don't even have clothes on. You want your first YouTube appearance to be in your undies? I don't think so.
Not these days. Not these days.
Not these days.
We'll put on some pants and then you can come back.
Yeah, you get your
Right.
dad in trouble.
Put some clothes on.
Yeah,
Put
don't
some
do
clothes
that.
on.
Get your dad in trouble.
Goodness gracious. These rats. They're just little
Feral.
little
These are feral
munchkins.
children on
They're
Saturday.
feral, that's all.
Yeah.
It's from the candy.
I know. Everybody's all hopped up. He's got Fun Dip in his hand right now.
Oh, Halloween was last night. Yep.
It's
so
like kitty crack for sure.
It is.
It
is.
So
I enjoy the kitty crack.
I should have given these kids a talk before I came on, so I apologize. They're
Well, you can definitely do what you got to do. You know,
I love it. This is a good way of telling the news. It's fun.
We love kids. We're fans.
So okay. So what happens to this deal is at the last minute, like 2 or 3 days ago, Novo Nordisk puts in a higher bid than Pfizer had put in for Metsera, and it was rumored that Novo was one of the previous suitors for Metsera to begin with, but the issue here is that the FTC actually announced yesterday that they were going to fast track the process by which they approve the sale. Like, so they didn't find anything that was obvious in the deal that was going to be problematic, and so that like they kind of like 86 the waiting period to push it through. So essentially where my understanding is now is that if Pfizer wants to go through with the purchase, they have to meet Novo's offer.
Yeah.
And so Novo really threw a monkey wrench. So Pfizer's obviously throwing a flag on the play saying like, well, we had a deal at this number. They can't come in at the last minute. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this all sort of pans out over the next couple of weeks. But it's likely at the end of the day that Metsera ends up with Pfizer, I think, based upon, I think the FTC, like they did approve the sale to Pfizer, but I don't know that the FTC would approve the sale to Novo Nordisk because that could present, lack of market competition and things like that. So
true.
That's kind of where that deal is. And it's, once this deal gets settled, I think you're going to see some others come off the board, like Turn and like my Viking Therapeutics and some of these other companies.
Yeah.
We can talk about Viking for a while, right? Viking's been.
Oh yeah.
Noise.
Oh yeah, I love Viking's one of the most exciting ones for me.
I remember. Yeah. Why do you think it's most exciting, Dave? I know you've been talking about it for like, I feel like a couple of years.
Viking's been in the news for a while.
Yeah. Well, Viking is like super exciting because they have a GLP candidate. Yes, you can. And they have a chance at being, from a weight loss perspective, like as good as retatrutide. And we'll get the retatrutide first data on retatrutide, which will include some weight loss at the end of this year. It's actually a study in osteoarthritis, but weight loss is like also an outcome, even though the trial wasn't designed primarily for weight loss. So it's not going to be like the best representation of retatrutide for weight loss, but we will get some retatrutide phase 3 long-term study data this year. But I think Viking could be just as good, and they have the same thing in an injection and in a pill. And so that's,
well, as somebody with osteoarthritis, I'm very excited to hear about this.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I'm curious to see because one of the primary endpoints of the retatrutide study is pain. They've found a way to like measure how the medication improves pain in people with osteoarthritis. So that's like one of the primary outcomes. So how they measure all that, I don't know, but it'll be interesting
So
to see.
crazy. Oh my
Have you
God.
had a reduction in pain, would you say, with tirzepatide?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the inflammation. Like, honestly, I can say that I feel like I had a better sort of like mental health control, if that makes sense, on Ozempic. And then when I switched to Mounjaro, I do feel like my blood sugar was controlled better, but also the inflammation control was better. And that helps against like that inflammation piece with arthritis. And so that allowed for easier movement, more weight loss, all the things, right? And so yeah, for me, it was like that. And so that I think therefore that is the pain, right? Yeah. So I don't know. What about you? You tried both, right?
Yeah, I've tried both. From a weight loss perspective, it wasn't even close. That tirzepatide, like I gained weight when I went to 2 milligrams of Ozempic, but that's all the higher I went with it.
Yeah.
I think if I tried higher doses of semaglutide, it may make a difference, because I think they're going to go up to 7. They're already 7.2s approved over in the EU, so that's quite a jump.
It
That is
is.
a huge jump.
Yeah, like over 3.
And is that for the oral or for the?
No, that's the injectable.
Injectable.
That's for the injectable. I don't know whether they have Ozempic and Wegovy over there, or if it's just Ozempic, but Semaglutide is approved for 7.2, and I believe that it's in the obesity population. That's why it was kind of interesting when Mounjaro prices raised over there. If you could go to 7.2 milligrams of semaglutide, it may be kind of close.
Yeah. Daddy break.
I love it.
Me too.
I am waiting for you to eventually like have your kids bring the news, like a cute little stories or something.
Oh my God, I would love that so much.
We need to have like a kids podcast.
The kids podcast.
Yes.
The days where I don't just don't feel like showing up, you don't
like
have
a
it
story
every day.
together. Yeah, they
You
could
could put them in like a little outfit and like give them a script.
There you go. Just have them read it.
So do
and
that.
they'll be like, "A Foglapon."
Don't even warn people. Just have it one week. Just
Yeah,
just
like, this is Dave Knapp from On Demand.
It's funny because my youngest Benny, who is climbing around here, he will pull the iPad out and he'll start recording.
Oh my God,
and he'll just be like, "This is Dave Knapp. This is the Mounjaro. This,
Oh my gosh,
it's so funny."
How old is he?
He's 5.
5. Oh my gosh, so cute.
5, 7,
Yeah,
10, and 11.
wow.
7. I think you're
good
good.
age.
She should put like the fake beard and mustache on, right?
There you go. Glasses.
You hear that 7-year-old?
Filter. You could do a filter.
Oh,
know what I mean?
totally.
And then that sort of like protects them and they can, oh my God, see that you're the next biggest thing. We already know.
Is it going to get your YouTube in trouble to have kids on it?
I don't think so.
I
have not for kids on almost all my things.
Okay.
Not for kids. Yeah.
You know what? So when you mentioned they have higher doses of Sema in the UK, my heart. Did the higher doses of tirzepatide?
Right.
Did they in the UK as well?
So it's like the timing on that. I can't remember exactly when the study ends for the 20 and 25. I think it's around the end of 2026.
Okay.
So the way that I was calculating this all is that it sounded like high dose tirzepatide would probably coincide roughly around the same time as retatrutide hits the market.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of wait. And then the other thing, like there's a Novo Nordisk earnings call this next week that I'm really fascinated to follow for a couple of reasons. I don't always love to follow the Novo earnings calls because they're not usually as exciting and they're a little bit harder to listen to because they have these really thick accents and they're kind of hard to understand. So usually I just kind of wait for the transcript and see if there's anything good. But this one I want to listen to because they could just as easily get 7.2 milligrams of the injectable approved here by the FDA, and they haven't chosen to do that. Why? I don't know. My hypothesis is the weight loss is so close to CagriSema
Yeah.
with that drug that they don't want to cannibalize the sales of CagriSema when they launch that in the middle of 2026.
Yeah.
But that stinks because there's a lot of people who could benefit from the higher dose of semaglutide now.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
really am curious about CagriSema. I
True.
really am. I've heard,
Yeah.
and mostly because I have many friends in gray that take
Yep.
the Cagra, whatever it is. Cagrilinotide, is that what it is?
Yep.
Or-
Cagrilinotide, which would be
Mm.
the amylin, and it's
Yeah.
so potent at shutting off hunger
Yeah.
cues that there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on in the gray market, like
Oh my
a
God. I
lot of
can't.
people mixing that
Mm.
retatrutide. Like there's even
Yes.
the gray market sells like cagrilintide
Yeah.
retatrutide combos, which is wild to me.
It's
But
wild to me.
yeah,
Wild. But we have many, many people that follow us that are gray, and
Yeah.
for sure, like they're definitely approaching it not like I would say like obesity care, and more like, because they don't have a doctor prescribing. It's more like a peptide and cycling peptides. Like they'll do retatrutide for a while, and then they'll take a break and do CagriSema or not CagriSema, cagrilinotide. And that's what I'm finding. Like, is that
Yeah.
they're just kind of like they're looking at it like a peptide, like a supplement, and
Yeah, which I think there's a reasonable argument to be made
yeah.
in some ways. I mean, there's like we could even talk about like the microdosing's a hot topic
Yeah.
right now, and
I
there's
just saw what's the doctor that we love so much, this endocrinologist. She was just posting about it. About
Talking
the
about, New York Endo.
New York endo, but her name, she's got a big long name and I just can't remember.
Dr. Silas Whalen.
Silas Whalen. Yes, she was
I
just
never
posting
forget
about it.
Whalen because I think of Kirk Whalen, the saxophone. Everything goes back to music, the saxophonist. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's Lum. Okay, anyway. Foxhole, let's go back to
It's a
Everything-
mnemonic device to
Yeah.
It's the
remember names. It's,
music connects me to things.
I love
I
it.
know.
Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Oh yeah, I forgot squirrel.
Endocrinologist, New York Endo.
Saxophonist.
Dr.
New
Silas
York
Whalen.
endo and about microdosing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the microdosing topic, there's a lot of the louder voices in medicine that are like, it's not evidence-based. It's not about like, how much more
Yeah.
evidence do we need to see that specifically for semaglutide, the GLP-1 receptor agonism has benefits that are not necessarily dose dependent. I just, this is just a guy on YouTube, but I live in this world as much as anybody else, and I've read as much as anybody else
Yeah.
on these studies, and it's just hard to deny that for I think most people that live in the West who consume the foods that we consume, take the drugs that we take, drink the things that we drink, that these are an antidote to something that has been messed up.
Poisoning us.
Poisoning. Yeah. It's
My
like,
show.
it is the antidote. And I think
Yeah.
like, even for people who are not obese or overweight, I
Yeah.
think they're starting to understand and read some of this stuff and say, hey, this might be beneficial for me. And so like to your original point about the grays and cycling peptides, and like I don't think it's without merit.
Yeah.
And so, and also from the side of people who do have severe obesity, what is the tax that somebody's going to have to pay metabolically for getting
True.
ineffective treatment for the next 2 years while they wait for the brand name to come out, and then God knows whether they'll have insurance coverage for it or not. I do understand and do support people who want to explore options that
Yeah.
may help them live longer. Is
Yeah.
there risk involved? Yeah, but again, it's like we say with the branded drugs or the compounded drugs, we do know the cost of living with obesity. We do know the increased risk of cardiovascular events and cancer and all of these things. And,
Yes,
to
yes.
go an extra 2 years waiting, you have to weigh the risk, I guess. And people ought to have the autonomy to do that. That said, that is a very kind of scary world because you hear a lot of scary stories about.
Yeah. I mean, you do. I
people.
mean, I think like, pretty much everybody I know that, follows us or that I'm connected with, I have so many friends on Gray I didn't know, and have said like, look, it's still at the end of the day, it's the last resort. Like it just is. It's the last resort. And I think that I'm wondering like what you've seen in the news about sort of the crackdown with that. Cause I feel like we went to DC And then after, like almost immediately after that, because I let it out when I was there talking with the representatives, you know, and then I feel like almost immediately after we heard they were sort of cracking down on things coming in, which I still feel like is the
Yeah.
wrong problem to solve. You know what I mean? Like they're still solving for the wrong problem. Like, you know, they're like, let's stop the bleeding. And you're like, wrong bleeding, dude, you know, like,
Right.
but curious what your thoughts and what you've seen.
Yeah.
Versus a Band-Aid, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think each lever of the government has its own sort of interest that they're trying to protect. And I think what we've seen has been reasonable. I mean, you think about these peptides that are coming from overseas, they get these, you know, places to test them or whatever. But, you know, from everything I understand about peptides, you know, they have to be held properly. And so if they're hidden in a freight container on the boat in the ocean, just baking in a freight container in a package of dog food, I mean, that's not ideal for something somebody's going to inject into their body. So I do think it's incumbent upon the government to monitor that stuff and be aware of what's going on. And I don't feel like they've overstepped or gone to any sort of extremes. I mean, it's still readily available. And I think anymore, it's so big that a lot of the gray market stuff has popped up, you know, on the shores of the United States so that, you know, it doesn't have to be imported. Peptide manufacturers, like I've even heard stories of people that are buying the machines to make their own peptides. Like it's wild to me, but you know, I think the lengths that people will go to get access to treatment for whatever they're looking for is, you know, pretty extreme. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with I like some of the moves, like with the FDA green list of API manufacturers. I think that's a good way for even transparency and compounding. I realize that's not what it was created for, but I think it'd be a good benchmark for people to know, like, hey, if you really care about where the API is coming from in your compounds, good way to know is whether, because essentially the green list is just the FDA saying, all right, these are the places we've inspected and we believe are good to go. Yeah. And they're going to get an easy pass, you know, from an import standpoint.
Yeah.
I think it's a good barometer of, you know, where your stuff is coming from, if you care about that. And that's just the whole thing. A phrase I keep coming back to is, I think people, if they thought that they were going to get thin, and I honestly think for most people, that's the driver. It's not health, it's thinness. I don't think that's everybody, but you know,
I do think it is the initial.
I understand it. Yeah, the
I
initial.
think when you first start, Dave, the initial, unless you have diabetes, right? Like, because then you're like, I just need to not lose a limb. Like you're sort of in that, I think, mindset, right? I need to have circulation in my feet. Like, you know, like you're thinking that way. But like, I was thinking, like, I do feel like in the beginning, even with Kat and I, it was about losing weight, because every time we've gone to the doctor ever, that's the thing we're solving for. Got to lose some weight, got to eat less, got to move more. So in our minds, I mean, that's still why I use before and afters to pull people in, because I know that's how they think. The minute I get them in, I go, let's talk about why this isn't about weight loss. Right. But I think that's a lot of why people do it. And then, and then I think that people do at some point have the realization, right? And I wait for them to have it, because when I scroll and I see people that are still in sort of this like accountability, this is what I ate, this was my shot day, this was my weigh-in day, I'm up 1/2 pound, I'm down 3/4 pound. Like I see them in this like perpetual cycle of thinking this, but I know that they have to get there. And then I'm not their big sister. Like all I can do is have the podcast. And it took me forever to get there, to realize that it's just not about that number. It's not, you know? And I think
it's definitely an evolution.
You know?
It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Kat?
I was just going to say that's the same. Like, it's just human nature. You know, when you first start, like, oh, am I going to get really skinny? That's what I want. That's what I want. And people will, I mean, if you think about all the diet pills that I purchased online, from infomercials, from all that crap, I think like how much money a lot of us have sunk into that big hope, right?
God, so much money. We could probably retire on the
money back.
Well, I think one of the interesting things to consider too, just from an industry perspective, is I always try to, like, when I'm giving advice or talking to companies that are
Yeah.
in this space, I'm always like, you can't really use TikTok or YouTube, at least over the last couple of years, as a barometer for the real world and the real
Oh,
market.
sure, yeah.
Because I feel like the people that did come or are sharing content are people that for whatever reason they started. And I'm with you, Kat. Like, for me, it very much felt like the diet pill that was going to work, right? Like, I was like,
Yes.
but that was my mentality going into it. Even though I was diabetic, I was like, this thing's gonna make me skinny. And that was my primary, like, I want to get healthier for my kids, of course, all those things, but like, I want to be skinny.
Sure.
I've been trying for 20 years to get over, to not be fat. And so I think that TikTok and YouTube are people who have either evolved in their thinking on it, or they've just simply experienced the drug and experienced what it means to not only be maybe lighter on the scale, but what it means to live with less inflammation, to live with less fatigue, although tirzepatide is a thing.
Tirzepatide.
to drink less alcohol, to consume less sugar, to all these things. So yeah, long-winded way around saying that I think, like, in general, the reason that compounding and telehealth is such a booming business is because of that. I mean, they're funneling people in from the internet that just want to be skinny. And so it is very much positioned, as you're going to lose a bunch of weight. Ain't nobody going out there going, reduce your inflammation, feel better.
Yeah. Or even just eliminating the food noise.
Yeah.
The food obsession.
Yeah.
I remember when I was, in the process of losing my coverage last year, I remember telling my husband, I was like, I'm not going back. Like, it was not about the weight. It was like, I'm not going back to being fixated on a stupid brownie or a stupid pizza. That
or
is
scale. I don't want to be on any
or scale.
Yeah, the process of, like, I am not going back to being obsessed about food. Like, I'm tired of it. And so
will you come up on your mic a little bit more so we can hear you for the audio?
I am not going back to this. That's what I told my husband. I'm not going back.
Yeah, I agree. And like, I think that all of the telehealth, I'm with Kat. Like, I think all the telehealths, like, for the most part, their messaging is lose weight, like, and get smaller. And I think you're right. I think it's an evolution of them realizing how this affects their lifestyle, actually. Although I hate when people go, new lifestyle. I don't even feel like that's what it is. Everybody's different. I think it's more just like, once you feel better, you live different things. You know what I mean? You want to know a hack to get insurance to cover your GLP-1 prescriptions? Here's the truth. Most people get denied the first time that they try, and insurance companies are betting that you're just going to give up. But you do have rights, and you can appeal, not just once, but multiple times. The problem is the process is confusing and it's time consuming, and a lot of providers just don't have the bandwidth to be able to fight through it with you. So that's why I partnered with Claimable. It's an easy-to-use tool that helps you build expert-backed appeals proven to work. So don't give up on your shot at coverage. Exhaust your appeals. Go to getclaimable.com/plussides to learn more and use code PLUSSIDES with a Z to save.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
I don't know.
It eradicated the noise, right? It cleared the space out, and now, like, it helps you. It works like an ADHD drug.
Did you along the topic of news, if we got a couple more minutes to talk about something in the news? Did you all see the news about the Lilly earnings call where they announced a new peptide?
No.
So they announced a new peptide. It's a GLP-1 GIP combo like tirzepatide.
Yeah.
But it's called brenipatide. And the studies, the phase 2 studies, will all focus around alcohol use disorder opioid abuse, and for some reason asthma. So there's some, so it's all
fascinating.
Yeah, it's all neurological connected things. But somebody was arguing with me like, this is just tirzepatide rebranding. They're trying to find a way. Like, no, I actually don't think so, because when you think about Viking Therapeutics, that's VK2735 is GLP-GIP. Just because GLP-GIP combos have been used, it doesn't mean that they're the same. It's like, I don't know, a crude analogy would be like a mixed drink. You can have a Captain and Coke, and then you can have a Captain and Coke. Like you can mess with the degree to which you're getting different activity on which receptors.
Absolutely.
And I think in doing so, what they're particularly trying to hone in on is what kind of formulation do we need where we can exacerbate those effects of people who are using tirzepatide for obesity or diabetes, who are seeing a reduction in alcohol, but let's like hone in on what exactly is causing that. And then let's hit those receptors even harder and greater magnitude. And so it'll be interesting. Like, it may not even be as effective at weight loss because that's not the primary driver here. And that's the other thing, is you almost kind of need a incretin solution that, if you're going to prescribe it for alcohol, like there's a lot of people that are alcoholics that you don't want them getting skinnier because they've given up eating because they just drink all the time. And so I realize it's a tough conversation for some people and probably a trigger for some people, but I do think that this is amazing to think about, Lily, and you couple that with some of the other news articles. Like, I feel like a lot of people can cover the news, but I think what's unique about what I've been doing for the last 3 years is like there's just a web, and I just kind of in my brain can see how it all connects. And like, you see the connection with Lilly and NVIDIA last week, where they're going to basically have supercomputers that can help to drive drug discovery. And so when we talk about like honing in on molecules that may help with this or that, they may be able to find an incretin that maximizes the neurological benefits and mutes the weight loss side effects.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
interesting. Yeah, Dave, I feel like that's true. Like, in terms of like the way that your platform works, especially over the past, I would say like 6 to 8 months, like it's very much like the news in this space is whiplash, right? Like if you're just sitting and you're trying to ingest like all the things are coming through, you're like, one, what does this really mean? Because they usually use language you don't understand. And what does this mean for me? And how is it connected to the bigger picture? And I feel like your messaging is very much centered around that. And it helps me considerably because I ain't got no time to read all that stuff. So I need to break down.
I love reading your emails. People, if you
I love it. You guys have to join Dave's Substack. It's great. You don't have to worry about the algorithm coming to you. You get it it's about every other day or so when we get it.
Yeah.
Hop on YouTube and
and
watch your shorts while you work. That's what I do.
Yeah. Nice.
Or
thank
listen
you
while
for
I'm
the
working.
plug.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so with brenepatide, that made me think about like the way tirzepatide and semaglutide have helped with cravings. It's been my experience with a lot of recovering addicts that I know. The sweet tooth is so profound among recovering addicts. And I wonder if I'm just thinking way ahead. This is like these scenarios. I wonder if it would, because sugar is also a mind altering substance as well.
Sure,
so I wonder if it would dull that sweet craving too. Like,
well, I think there's been studies with semaglutide that have shown that very thing. In fact, one of the interesting studies that I saw, and this is going back 2 years or so, in the wintertime, there's a study released that was looking at the fact that semaglutide actually over time changes your taste buds. So sugar obviously being something that gets affected by that, or sugar consumption, because if it's not tasting the same, you're not getting that same sort of signaling to your brain. The other thing is, and this was maybe one of the weirdest things early on that I discovered, was that you have these lifelong black coffee drinkers. They drink, they're like, maybe this is the two of you. It's not ever been me, but like they can't function until they've had their coffee. And all of a sudden these people aren't even drinking coffee in the morning anymore. They don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Right.
I was like that when I was pregnant, and it wasn't because I was like for not being pregnant. I just was like,
I love
It's
the taste of coffee. I'm with you.
weird
I
how
drink
tasty.
decaf if I have to. I just
Yeah.
like the taste, but yeah, I get it though. That
Yeah.
jolt is nice.
Do you remember, Dave, when you were talking about, like, it was like a couple years ago, we were talking specifically about like how with when tirzepatide came out, how it only has a little bit of GLP-1 versus how much GIP, right?
Yeah. 5 to
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
5 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you're talking about like the whole idea of like it maybe increasing a little more GLP-1, decreasing some GIP or whatever, like that's what you're talking about in terms of hitting the receptors, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know how to say that scientifically,
I don't
but
either.
yes, that's exactly what I was trying to, just the
Yeah.
ratio to which there's activity
Yeah.
on the receptors can be different. And so even like when you look at retatrutide, I think, and I may be speaking out of turn because it's been a couple years since I made this video too, but
Yeah.
I think with retatrutide, so if you consider tirzepatide 5 to 1 GIP to GLP-1,
Yeah.
retatrutide is like 15 to 1 GIP to GLP-1. So they really,
Whoa.
really ramped up the GIP in
Yeah.
retatrutide. So retatrutide is like an extreme GIP medicine, and then adding the glucagon for what they took away in GLP-1, adding glucagon just adds that GLP-1 GIP work what they call centrally, which means it reduces your caloric intake. It reduces the energy you put in your body, where
Yeah.
the glucagon agonism actually works peripherally, which means that it actually improves energy expenditure. So it's like the first drug that that will take in the incretin space that will not only work on centrally on energy intake, but also peripherally on energy expenditure.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And so you can very well see how, maybe this GLP-1 GIP is more GLP-1 than GIP. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
I do know. Well, now that I think of it, it is probably more GIP, because when you think about GLP-1, they studied recently some brain scans where they sat people hooked up to MRI machines, and they were shown highly palatable food. And there was an arm that was placebo. There was an arm that was exenatide, which is GLP-1 straight, GLP-1. And then there was a tirzepatide arm. And only in the tirzepatide arm did it happen where after they were given the drug, their brains didn't light up in response to the highly palatable food. They just didn't light up.
Yeah.
So their brain wasn't getting the sort of stimulation from the thought of the highly palatable food in a way that GLP-1 didn't seem to. Now that was exenatide. So perhaps you could argue that maybe if it was semaglutide or a better GLP-1, it may have been different. But definitely, I don't know. I'm sure you as advocates that talk to tens of thousands of people like I do, can identify that. Seems to be that tirzepatide is the one where people say that's the food noise drug. That's the one where the food noise turned off like a switch. And then I switched to Sema and it came back like a bit. Like that seems to be the
I
experience.
do think that reverse piece of when you have to go from a double to a single seems to be a big struggle for our community. Like I do think it probably settles eventually, right? But it does seem to be like, from again talking to these people like that go through this, that's several months of going from this double to dealing with this single, whether it's for maintenance or because they have to financially or whatever, that it's a bumpy ride, right? They have to kind of get used to it. And then like we've been talking a lot about something I've been doing too, is like the combined therapies, right? So like I know you've had Dr. Spencer on your podcast several times. And so he came on ours recently because I had seen a video by him where he was saying that a lot of people he had been treating on the high doses of tirzepatide for a long time were coming and saying that they felt very flat. Like they weren't really wanting to exercise, weren't really wanting to do anything anymore. They were kind of flat everywhere with everything. And I was feeling that way. Now, do I think a lot of that was burnout for me? Yeah. But he was saying that he had lowered them down to 10, right? And that had helped them considerably instead of being like on the 12.5 or the 15 with that sort of flatness, right? But then I think what happened to me is my food noise was heavier again. So then I was like, okay, what do I do? So I tried adding Wellbutrin, which helped considerably. So this whole idea of like the combined piece, and not having it be like the GLP-1 or the GIP or whatever, that it's an end all be all for everyone, I think has been quite the conversation in the community lately, right? About like, how do I, as my body starts to like adapt, like this metabolic adaptation, right? How do I like deal with that? Have you talked about that much on your show with anyone?
In terms of like stacking therapies?
Yeah, like stacking, like, you know, you're like adding in Qsymia or adding in Contrave or something like that.
Yeah, it's
With
definitely been
GLP-1.
something that like going back to last sorry, popping balloons now in the background.
I love it.
I hope.
Love it.
I would say there have definitely been different doctors that we've had on that we've talked about stacking, whether it's Contrave or what's the other one that's like
Qsymia,
Qsymia,
Phentermine.
phentermine. Yeah, definitely.
Love Nutrien. Yeah.
You know what I think might be interesting too would be to talk to doctors who are open to stacking peptides and even GLP-1s, because again, like maybe you need the affinity of semaglutide GLP-1 and you need the GIP. Like you're never going to get those in clinical trials. So again, with the doctors want to be so like evidence-based that they tend to want to not. But I think for some people, like the future of obesity medicine is probably more personalized like that, where, you know, you can imagine a future where they just poke your blood and they go, you know, you really high this, really low that. And, you know, so the perfect, you know, titration for you would be a GLP-1 receptor agonist and maybe a GIP blocker. Where they'll be able to figure this out based upon blood tests, where you're most efficient and what medications on the market might affect you better.
Yeah. Because I heard they do that with, I mean, I have ADHD and, but I heard they do that with some ADHD. They can like look at all the different medicines and like see which one like would possibly work best for you based on your blood work, brain. I don't even know.
Yeah. I didn't share this on my channel, but like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, I started bupropion naltrexone.
Yeah.
And it was like prescribed to take at night. And after about 3 days, I started getting terrible anxiety.
Oh, really?
So that one wasn't for me, but did you say that you've been on that one?
Yeah. So what I did, Kat's been on that one and she didn't like it either.
Actually,
That's Contrave. Yeah, that's Contrave.
It tore my insides up.
It does for me. So
Yeah.
for sure, I did Wellbutrin, which is the bupropion.
Yeah.
So I did Wellbutrin and it considerably helped my food noise, like amazing. But I would get in these anxiety loops and I couldn't get out of them. So then I actually switched, because I'm having some depression, to Lexapro. I'm getting the same effects, but without the anxiety. So that has been good. Although I do have a weird side effect of my teeth hurting.
Lexapro, are you taking Lexapro and Wellbutrin or just?
No, they took me off the Wellbutrin because the Wellbutrin, I could not get out of these anxiety loops. Like it was constant. It was just like, bzzz, like just, I couldn't get out of them. I've always had anxiety, but like this was like ramping it up, like you said. And so then I switched to Lexapro, which has more of a calming effect. And it is also an SSRI. And even though it is not one that I think doctors usually use to treat with obesity, it does seem to help me with those effects of the food noise, which is great. Like, you know, it was the same kind of thing, you know? So I don't know. I mean, I think there's that. And then like, but you know, Dr. Spencer loves Qsymia. That's the one, but it's got Topamax in it. So Kat and I are like,
Yeah, my sister tried Topamax because she wasn't, she didn't qualify, of course, for a GLP. She said Topamax worked great for like 2 days, and then she said the headaches were outrageous. So
Topamax is a bit of a scary one for me. I tried it too. That one's also a combo: Topamax, topiramate, and something else, right?
Yeah.
Is that one maybe topiramate and phentermine?
I feel like it's phentermine. Yeah, I think it's phentermine.
That's phentermine. Yeah, that would probably
because it's low dose. That's what Dr. Spencer, because I was like, I hate that, Dr. Spencer. And he was like, no, it's really low dose. And then with some phentermine and the combination, that's what he was saying.
Yeah. I mean, more power to people that are getting, you know, help with those. But I do look forward to the day where we can just do it with the peptides. But
same.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
It's great that the Lexapro is working well for you, because like for me,
other than the teeth thing is hard. Like
that is a weird one.
It's one of the things with SSRIs that you can have is like a clenching or a grinding of your teeth. And so it makes them hurt and really sensitive. So I'm actually taking something else that does help me with that like sensation, not to do it as much, but you have to take it like 2 or 3 times a day. But it does help. But I'm hoping this is like a temporary side effect. Like it's one of the ones after a few months, it like goes away. If not, then we gotta rethink about things. You know,
what a process it is.
I know, it's awful.
It really is.
Yeah. So if you were to come to Obesity Week this week, I mean next week, which we know you may not, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that they're focusing a lot in terms of like their panels on sort of this idea of preservation of muscle, right? Or lean body mass.
Yeah.
And then a lot on sort of like, what if you come off, or like maintenance in general,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That seems, it feels a little behind that the doctors are talking about this now. And we've been talking about it for 2 or 3 years, but what are you thinking about that?
Well, first of all, that was my experience with Obesity Week last year.
Yeah.
Listening to what I listened to, I was like, man, these people are so out of touch in terms of like what's really going on. The recurring theme last year in virtually every panel that I sat in on was people aren't staying on GLP-1s. This is a big problem with GLP-1s. Like, people aren't staying on them. And I'm like, they're not staying on them because they can't afford them. They're not staying on them because there's shortages. And then the numbers you look at aren't tracking how many people are staying on them because they're going to compounds outside of the system that tracks this.
Yes.
So like, I'm like, this isn't hard to figure out.
Yeah.
But it was all like, why is it that people can't tolerate these drugs? I'm like, it is not a toleration thing. It is an accessibility thing. And I don't, that just infuriated me every time I heard it. Cause it's like, because that drives research, and that drives treatments, and it's like that's not why people don't take it.
I know it. I struggle with the same thing. So I'm wondering how much further they've come along since last year. So I'll let you know. But like, I think that's I'm very curious, like how the patient conversation will go. Cause like I did have someone from Obesity Society come over to me at the Your Weight Matters conference and say, we'd love to have you at Obesity Week. And then when I reached out to her, like I got nothing. Like, and I was like, wait a minute, I thought like you want me to come? Like I'm confused, you know what I mean? And of course we're going, right? But we're more just gonna go and be like covering it and meeting with the documentary crew and the community, you know. But I think like something about like the way things were last year, I'm wondering how much progress has happened. And the reason I say that, Dave, is, and the space moves so fast, right? This is why we have jobs. Well, I mean, jobs, you know, what we do. But like I've noticed that with this year versus last year. So my mom was on Ozempic 2 years ago. Then Medicare dropped it. She worked with Dr. Albert, who we both respect a lot, I think. And he got her Mounjaro through UK, right? And then those prices went up, right? And so my mom is now on compound, but my mom's getting compound through her PCP. So like a year ago, the PCPs weren't saying anything about it, but now the PCPs all of a sudden seem to be on board with this, right? Because they're realizing with compound they can make money from it. They're realizing that they can prescribe it, that it helps them. All those reasons, right? It's just been more and more, I think, years of validation that it's sort of okay or worth the risk, if you will, to be able to kind of get in that space. And so I'm wondering, you know, with that happening and also with all of these lawsuits of the telehealths, right? Like how much are we going to have more patient stories? But for sure, I think Amanda from GLP-1 Collective and I and Mike and all want to make sure that like we can't have like an obesity week thing, right? Where we aren't talking about the fact that access is still an issue, right? We're not talking about that kind of thing. And so we want our presence to at least be there, right? I don't know if it's really good, but I think like, you know, having some stuff around it, having some meetups around it, you know, hopefully will be good. And that's why you should come.
I am a firm believer in taking rest and breaks. So
I am too. I know. I've been taking a lot.
I went to the health conference.
Oh yeah, how'd it go?
Like I went to Obesity Week last year because it was like a goal that I set for myself the year before. And then I was mad that I didn't go to health last year because they were just too close to each other. But last year I didn't have the money to do both, and I didn't have the time to do both because I had a day job. This year I have the bandwidth to do both, but I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just tired. And Obesity Week, I mean, I'm very bipolar about the Obesity Society.
Same. Yeah.
You know, I feel like the Obesity Society kind of the same way like I do about our entire healthcare system. Like, I love it because it's given I love our healthcare system because it's given us the innovation that allows my wife with rheumatoid arthritis to still
Right.
be around and not be decrepit. I
Yeah.
hate our healthcare system because that drug costs $4,000 a month.
Yeah. It's insane.
I love the Obesity Society because without them, we're not talking about obesity as a disease, and we definitely don't have the drugs that we have today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Obesity Society also drives me nuts because they're not a patient focused organization.
Yeah.
They're medical focused
Yeah.
organization, and in doing so, they're sponsored by the pharmaceutical companies who would have them believe that people are taking their life in their hands by using compounds, which is just so
Yeah.
disingenuous.
Hmm.
And so everything you see come out about everything's anti-compound. So
Yeah.
you know, but there's millions of people who are getting healthy in large part because of the access to care that they're getting through telehealth, and they don't want anything to do with telehealth companies unless these telehealth companies have denounced compounds. And
Yeah.
you know, it's just so I'm bipolar about it. You know, I think the thing about the obesity week that people will find interesting is you will get the chance to meet pharmaceutical people, and you'll realize that these are just very, very smart people with really good hearts inside of
Yeah.
a broken system, but you know, that are thankfully working very hard to develop antidotes to disease. You'll get to meet the doctors like Dr. Spencer and Dr. Mike Albert, and you know, some of those names that you're used to seeing on your TikTok. And you'll see that they too are very compassionate people too, despite the fact that they both tend to toe the big pharma line when it comes to compounds.
Right.
But very compassionate and very intelligent people. You know, but everything is so clinical there. Everything is so
Yeah, for
clinical.
sure.
I would, for everyone who's going to Obesity Week, and that ultimately will leave and probably be like, you know, have a good time meeting people within the community and stuff, but like the actual show might leave them frustrated. I would
Sure.
strongly recommend that they get involved with the Obesity Action Coalition,
Same.
which
Yeah.
is a more patient-centric organization. And while there is like, you know, some of those elements of anti-compound and big pharma nearness,
Yeah.
you know, they are genuinely wonderful. Like they're us.
I agree.
They're us. OAC is made up of people with obesity who are fighting to get coverage for everybody. And so that's probably where I wish that the community would turn their focus to a little bit more, is the OAC and embracing them. Like you know, myself, and I think that I see you on the emails too, but other creators have been, you know, getting with them on a monthly basis and just talking through like, hey, you know, here's the disconnects that we see and the messaging that y'all are putting out, and this is what the community, you know, we're just being a community voice within that organization. So that would be like, you know, probably
Great.
where our time would be better spent.
Yeah. And they're going to have another, like that's Dave and I finally got to meet in person when we went to the Your Weight Matters conference. And I am so glad that we did. I thought it was such a great experience.
Yeah.
And Dave did help us with our sponsorship put over the top, by the way. I'm just saying, because we were like, oh, what are we going to do? We're going to drive all the way to DC. And we did. We figured it out, you know.
You did it.
And we did. And a lot of people that helped. And it was great for us to be able to do that and make those connections and learn a lot. And I think that they're sort of, you know, like you said, realizing too, like they need to be more in touch with what's kind of going on in this world. They've been really big, I think, focused on sort of the bariatric world for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think this allows them to kind of branch in that area. And I found them to be so receptive and so kind. I agree that they weren't coming out with anti-compound language. It was more like, we get it. We know there are people on it. You're accepted no matter what. They were just like, we can't condone it. Like, you know what I mean? Because of business, right? I mean, that's really
business. And the thing that they go back to is just uncertainty.
Sure.
About, and I get it. Like, even as a creator, like people are always like, why do you hate people that are on gray market? I'm like, I don't.
No.
But I have, you know, my content hits millions of people a month. And so when you're putting out messaging, like there's too wide of a spectrum of what that means for people. And it's just not safe for me to put a rubber stamp on it, because people care what I think and will make decisions based upon what I think and what I say. And so like, do I think that's why I always say, like, I get it. I get it, and people should have the autonomy to figure out what they need to do for themselves. But that's where I like kind of empathize with the OAC, because I go like, okay,
Yeah.
when you're an organization and your number one goal is to get coverage for obesity medicine for everybody, like there's enough common ground there. We don't need them to be perfect on compounds, and the fact that they embrace us at all, I think is
And they
indicative of where their
were
hearts
so
are.
great about it. And they're gonna have, so y'all need to come. Like that's one thing Dave and I said when we were talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be in Orlando. I can't remember what month it is, but you
I
can
think
go
it's
to
in
their
July.
website. July. It's
A
gonna be
very
hot
cool
as
month
hell.
for Orlando.
Only hot as hell. I'm gonna bring my family, so I'm gonna bring my kid, and we need to get us all there because it will be fun. It is excellent learning. It is excellent connections. It is a warm environment. It is really
Literally and
it's
figuratively.
so great. I mean, it was just the most wonderful. I wish I could have
It was
stayed longer.
fantastic. Yeah.
I'm so excited about the one next year. So definitely want to make sure that we do that. So we'll let you know how things are going from like honestly, the reason we're going to Obesity Week is because it's in Atlanta. We live here.
It's a
And
matter of
we're just going one day. We're not going to the whole hoopla,
Yeah, if I
So
do it, it might be one of those deals where I fly in as early as I can get there, and
Yeah.
I stay there for the day, and I stay overnight, and then I leave the next day.
yeah.
I just don't have the bandwidth to
I
do
get
more
it.
than that
I get
right
it.
now.
That's all
I
we
mean,
that's what we can do too. I mean, I have a day job. I have a
Yeah.
special needs family.
Yeah.
I can only do what I can do, but because
Mhm.
it's here, we wanted to at least try,
yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
nice that it's there.
I am
And
excited to I am gonna have candid conversations in the way that I do, where I'm gonna be like, do
Mhm.
you guys know how behind you are? Like from
Yeah,
where we are? Like, because I think like something I've been really trying to focus on the pod and even in my content lately is that we do need to heal this like relationship between patient and provider. Because
yeah,
ultimately, if you think about it, Dave, like we do a live, and the amount of people that will come to us first to talk about how to manage a side effect or how to manage a stall or how to manage any of these things before they talk to their doctor is vast. And it's
yeah,
because they don't trust them, even though their doctors are the one that are prescribing it. They trust us. And
yeah,
I think that gap is huge. And I think that our platforms will continue to grow because of that gap. But I do feel like we need to do more where we're putting things back on them. And when
hmm
we're advocating or we're walking in with an article from me or we're walking in with an episode of the podcast where we're pushing more back because we need to get to where they know more than us. And right now we know more than them. And that's
right,
insane. Not obviously,
right,
like, the specialists, right? But like the
right.
PCPs and stuff. Denied coverage of your GLP-1? Do not quit. That is exactly what insurance wants you to do. You have rights and you can appeal more than once. Claimable makes it simple with expert-backed appeals that actually have been proven to work. Check out the link getclaimable.com/plus sides and use code plus sides with a Z to save.
Yeah,
And that's concerning. We need to fix it. Like abandoning it and doing what we do now, I do not think is the way, because there are plenty of people on the internet that don't know what they're talking about. And to be honest with you, I'm not either. You know what I mean? I'm just
mhm,
telling you what Jamie always says, right? I'm a Jamie expert. I'm not a medical expert because I'm a chem expert, and I can sort of do what you do in terms of like attunement where I can see the big broader picture kind of all connected, but I think that we have to find a way where we are empowered, right? With this message so that we can have these conversations with our doctor. I don't even care if we send them an email on the portal with a link, something to
right.
where they need to take that step and be accountable for treating us and giving us the care that we're, I think, worthy of. So I really want to fix that. I don't know how, because it doesn't seem to be getting a whole lot better.
I agree. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's gotten marginally better, but I think
Mhm.
like it's part of I think going back to the OAC Obesity Society conversation, I think
Yeah.
part of the win there is like a lot of the really good-hearted people in obesity medicine on the physician and uh, provider side are
Mhm.
showing up there because that's where their passion and their hearts are, and so like more of those people are getting involved in content
Yeah.
creation, and I think it helps their community as providers to see more of them getting out and doing sort of what we do. But from a provider perspective, I think that's a huge win, because like a lot of times I think providers sort of tend to just scoff at what we do, but we're filling a gap for patients like that they
Yeah.
don't feel like they can get filled at their doctor's office. And some of that's the system, right?
Mhm.
And doctors not having the appropriate time to spend with people. And some of it is just that doctors they need,
Just
like, there's no excuse to not be informed on GLP-1s anymore.
Yeah.
Just not. As a physician, if you are not on the up and up here,
Mhm.
this is a treatment for a disease that impacts, like 50 different comorbidities that are downstream of obesity. If you can treat obesity effectively with these diseases, you're treating so many other things. Like, there's no way it doesn't affect, the majority of the patients in any given clinic.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse to be not informed now,
Mhm.
but I do feel like it's getting a little bit better, but it's still got a long way to go.
That
Yeah.
makes me think of what Dr. Kaplan said in one of our interviews with him. Dr. Jonathan Kaplan said that majority of doctors are going to have to learn their way around obesity care and GLP-1 management. It's just because there's not enough like specific obesity doctors to focus on that care. It's going to be something where, like, maybe even what is it? Your foot doctor, your podiatrist. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I'm being facetious, but
I
yeah,
know.
like basically, majority of doctors are going to have to know their way around.
There's
enough.
actually not enough doctors. Like, just let this blow your mind. There's not even enough doctors to treat the amount of people that have obesity.
Right.
That the ratio is like just doctors.
That's why he was
Like, you know what I'm saying?
So,
So
have to see
yeah.
this.
Yeah. And like I was it didn't make the cut. But I was talking with so WebMD Medscape did this thing with me, which they're going to post on YouTube, which is exciting soon. But they're that where it's like a bunch of events that's like Eli Lilly education about like patients with GLP-1 so that PCPs can understand, right? Like the experience of someone with obesity and what that's like and what's it like to be on GLP-1. They can be more empathetic and better providers, right? So I was able to interview with them, and of course I just ran my mouth. What kills me, Dave, is like I literally can have succinct like conversations in every other topic but this one. I can't shut up about this one, but I swear. But I told them that I was like, big warning, I'm not the average person. Like, I'm just gonna run my mouth. But I said at the end, I was like, look, at the end of the day, we get you didn't know. We get it. And we got to be okay with it, and we got to work on healing that relationship. But it's been a way for a long time, and it is a tsunami now, and there is no more excuse, right? Like, they've got to get it together. So I'm hope that did not make the cut. But I was like, y'all need to show that. Yeah. But I think it's good. I mean, I think we're moving in the best direction. We all just kind of have to keep at it. It's clearly, I think, working in terms of pricing. I do not think the prices would have been as low as they are this fast, Dave, if it wasn't for the noise that we're all making. I really don't.
Oh yeah.
That's what Eli said. Remember?
For pharma, this is insane.
Lilly said that.
Is insane.
Remember when Lilly said it's going to be up to the community to move the needle?
That's what they said. They said it's going to take the voices of the people with obesity. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Good talk, team.
Absolutely.
All right.
Happy Saturday.
If you come the 5th, because Roe's having a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Downsized is doing something that Monday.
Yeah. I don't think I can go because of work though, but I am going to go. The 5th was that Wednesday.
The 5th
so I'm
is Roe's thing. Okay.
Yeah, Roe's thing.
So you got to decide between the Durhams and Roe, huh?
Yeah, I love the Durhams. They're so fun.
They're nice folks.
I know.
I mean, the name, because I lived in Durham for so long. I just have to
yeah.
And they live in North Carolina. It's the coolest thing. Anyway.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then you already got to meet Amanda with GLP Collective, which was great.
Yeah,
they're the same state, right?
Yeah. I there was gonna be a video and stuff. Like, I don't know.
I thought so. Right. That was like the PR spin from like the NPR sort of, wasn't it? It was like Denmark's NPR that came in video.
Yeah, basically,
right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. They came to my office. We all had
so cool.
Really good conversation. It was
love it.
It was good. See what comes of it.
Well, I would love for you to come because I would love to introduce you to the documentary people. You are our news obesity person. I think it's important for you to have a voice in this. So if you want to come the 5th, I would not complain.
Well, we'll see if we can. We'll see how I feel on
in and out
Monday, Tuesday, and then maybe I'll buy one, come out Tuesday night.
Okay, I'll take it.
I so totally understand all of that. I get it.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I did not.
I mean, to me, like full transparency, it's like just I don't know. I've like it's like this trying this contrary stuff whipped me into this
Mhm.
anxiety stuff, and like I got
Yeah.
off of it right away. But you know how it
Yeah,
is, you
same.
kind of get back into your head, like,
Uh-huh.
oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
didn't even make it a
I don't
month
want to have like
for some
some sort of
reason.
panic
No.
attack on an airplane or
Yes.
while I'm away
I
from home. Home is my happy place.
I get
Samesies.
it. I
hate
think I've come
traveling.
to the conclusion that contrave is not for everybody.
It's
I
not.
have
I
not
mean,
I think I've met one person that did
yeah,
it.
my doctor specifically said we need to watch the anxiety with you. Like, specifically was like, let's see how it goes. We'll do a low dose, with Wellbutrin. We'll see. But if the anxiety spins up, it's not for you. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel you.
I
Anyway,
love you girls.
we
It's
love
fun-
you.
Dave!
It's
My
fun
We
favorite.
hope
to,
we get to see you, but we will understand if we can't.
yeah, I'll keep you
No,
posted.
and thanks for
Okay.
having the kids join us because that was fun.
That was
Yeah,
super.
it
I'm
was
telling
fun for you.
I
I
can
stressed
see
out.
it now.
I get it.
This is
Trying to-
Dave Knapp from On Depend with the
That
beard,
I
and the
expected. I
glasses,
expected.
and
Yeah,
all
I
this.
expected
I
a
love it.
kids on the pen episode. I think it would
Kids
be.
on the
There you go.
pen.
Coop, you
Wow.
want to do a podcast sometime?
Yes.
I love that. Yeah.
My
I love
older
his
boys
voice.
are
He's
all
like,
in.
yes, emphatically. Yes.
Oh my God. Warren wants to do one too, my son. And I'm
That'd
like,
be fun.
you have to wear, I was like, you have to put a mask on or something. Like,
They could do, yeah, they could
Yeah.
do podcasts about what it's like to have parents that are completely engrossed in their
oh
own
my God. We should
advocacy and podcast.
totally do that, Dave. We did.
That would be
Who
so
else?
funny.
We could have lots of, that would be the funnest thing.
I'm excited.
Me too.
There's a
love it.
future here.
There's
Now
a future.
taking sponsors.
Auntie here supports it.
Everybody vote. I need thumbs up. I need things in the chat, comments in the chat. I need emails sent to us if that's what you want. They have to wear masks or filters. That's the rule. But other than
Something.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, something. All
That's
right,
funny.
go rest. I can tell you need it. Thanks for coming and talking
Yeah.
to us and
But
getting
thank you
the
for taking
news
the time
straight.
for us.
Yeah.
Go
Good
and
to see you,
join
girls.
the Substack. It's on the
I
pen.
will do that.
Go join it. That's the most important place to go if you don't go yet. My audio.
Obesity.news.
Obesity.news.
Easiest way to take you to the Substack.
Mhm.
Perfect. That's where you can get all the things in the land. Thanks for coming,
Awesome.
Dave.
Thanks, girls. Good to see you.
Bye.
Thank
We love
you.
you.
See ya.
Love you, Dave.
So as you can see, guys, we have lots of really cool things happening. I think, I don't know the future of TikTok and all that nonsense, but we're going to probably be doing more lives here on YouTube. Like maybe just me, maybe it's just maybe just Kat. We're just gonna do more lives here and engage with you guys. And as opposed to, I think TikTok, at least for me, it's just not worth my time anymore. So
Let's
sorry.
focus on YouTube. They love
Huh?
us
We also love YouTube. Like,
on the tubes.
the issue with YouTube, honestly, is just that the lives don't get pushed out. Like
I
get pushed out. The on demand, at least. Like at least we have the on demand piece. You know what I mean? Where other people find us after the fact. But we want to engage with our community. Like we want to come to comment. Like we try to stream on IG, but when we stream on IG, you guys have to come over to YouTube because we can't see the comments that you have. So like I have to go back and forth. They don't pin. It's not like a straight integration, So because of that, like I can't, we want to engage with you though. That's remember, like Kat and I go to, Obesity Society, we go to Obesity Action Coalition, we go to DC. Like we need to be representative of the community voice as a whole and not just our perspectives. Like ultimately, we are middle-class white women. Like this is something to think about. Like we are different. Everybody has different perspectives. So we need to know what it's like
Great.
for everyone. We need to know different ages, different races, different genders. Like we need to know what it's like for you so that we can properly represent you in the best way possible, because that's what we want to do, right? So please come and chat with us. We need you. We
We
need
do.
you.
We need
Okay.
your perspectives.
Also, if you're watching or listening, email me and Kat. Okay. You could just do the +sides@gmail.com and send us your like GLP-1
True GLP-1
confessions,
stories.
right? Like I had like
Did you blow up
Michelle.
the bathroom? Excuse me. And blow up
Yes.
meaning, did you have a large movement in
Yes.
Barnes and Noble?
Did you have a large movement? Did you eat macaroni and cheese when you first tried tirzepatide and
gave you
explode
explosive
cola right here without an extra pair of underwear? Me. That's me. So, we need to know, because I think that it's important people understand, like, most of us have done this wrong.
Yeah.
Because nobody was around to teach us what was right? Like, or there weren't enough people to teach us what was right,
We talk
So-
so much about like,
Yeah.
the medical, the scientific.
Yeah.
Let's lighten it up a little bit. Let's be silly. So,
Let's
and there
do.
might be some other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, Kat and I want to do more things where we have some episodes that are a little lighter, right? Where it's not always, like where we're hearing from the community too, where we're having conversations about, so like, for example, producer Kat is working on, why don't you tell us the 2 episodes that you're working on?
A
Kat, so
men's
we're
forum,
excited.
and also just a plus size fitness, just living in the world in a plus sized body.
Yeah.
Loving fitness. That was my life for rooted from the beginning to just now 2025, and arguably still now I'm still considered plus sized, right? Like
same
my
here.
BMI is like 35, 36. I'm still
Kat,
obese.
we forgot to tell you, we are a finalist for the Full Figured Industry Awards for Best Podcast. We are finalists. There is
because we're curvy.
Because we are like, so I think like what's cool is that, so let's pen. Hi, Dinah. Is it Dina or Dinah? Is it Dina?
Hi, Dina. I love your hair.
Oh, beautiful hair.
I love short hair. So
it's also the color. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love it. Hi, we love you too. Thanks for everybody for what you do. Thanks if you are a paid subscriber. Thanks if you just engage for free, because that's all that you can do. Like everything you do helps us so much to keep us going, because I'm not going to lie, guys, this is a major production and it is a ton of work. so when you help us,
shows up and shows out. And that's what we need.
This is a strong community, guys. If there is any sick community that is going to change things, it is going to be us. And we are changing things together. So we love that you're here. We love you. We've got really good stuff coming. We've got a men's roundtable coming, you said. We've got, we're going to interview some people in the community that are not on GLP-1s that struggle with obesity to get different perspective. And we're going to have some more fun episodes in between. And then, of course, we're also going to be digging in quite a bit to midlife and how to cope with the different things that are going on with midlife, and working on partnerships for that as well. So that'll be coming too, because, again, like if you think about it, at the end of the day, we really are a community that is going to need to be each other forever, because there's no cure for this disease. There's only treatments. So we need to be here for each other. Okay. So we love you. Please like, comment, share, repost,
and
all
5-star reviews.
A 5-star review. We need that. That's what gets us referred up in the system. That's what keeps us at that 1%, 1.5% that gets us to the 1%. Please do everything you can. It's just so quick and easy to do. You can ask ChatGPT how to do it. And we love you so much. We love you so much.
Yes, appreciate you all.
Oh, and be watching us on TikTok and Instagram and everything next week, as we'll stream what we're doing as we're covering the Obesity Week. And you can maybe meet some of the documentary people that we're talking to too. So big things coming. BCPs do need to step up, and we are working on that. We're working on that. All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you soon.
Wow.
We'll see you soon. Don't forget to do
pasta, Kim.
Hasta la pasta. See you in a week.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, with results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not 1, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Side's Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.